Hatebear review. Whenever a new Hatebear creature is spoiled, my mentions blow up. And I love it. The idea that a 2/2 for 2 that stops your opponent from playing Magic reminds you of me, well, it warms my cold, dead heart. Hi, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I am the Magic the Gathering content creating equivalent of your mum's warm apple pie. Don't you tell me you didn't think about inserting yourself into it, you filthy little delinquent.
Drew? It's not what it looks like.
This time around with Ravnica Allegiance we had Taker, which was just a bit shit. And then we also had Lavinia, which I think needs some testing. The problem is that Taker is only a Thalia at times where it is rarely convenient for us. It's very much a card designed to interact perhaps with a 4-mana Wrath that is specifically cast during the opponent's attack step that currently lives in Standard right now. And there's nothing wrong with this kind of design. This kind of design led to the creating of a card like Thundermaw Hellkite or Bonfire the Damned to ensure that Lingering Souls wasn't a dominant force at the time. That's instead of, you know, regular Standard bans. Balancing out cards that are good with other cards that are good, that is some design I can get behind, my friends. I think Lavinia is a lot harder to judge than Taker because she's just a lot more unique. She does some weird shit, and I love me some 2 and 3 mana creatures that do weird shit. Magic has a lot of powerful and noteworthy female characters within the canon. From Thalia to Elishnorn to Jehoiva, Chandra, Nissa, Freyalise, Eternal Witness, Tireless Tracker, Craterhoof, Behemoth. There are many cards in the Magic canon and the story, whether legendary or not, that are depicted as female, so it's great. But I can't help but feel that Lavinia is less Michelle Obama and more Theresa May. And by that, I don't mean she's a sentient scarecrow given life by the physical embodiment of incompetency and austerity. What I mean is she's clunky. Like awkward. She's not what we know. She's not to be trusted. She doesn't seem to work or do what we want her to do ever. Look, you can lock people out of the game by displacing a spell queller because they can't recast the spell for 0 mana because of how Lavinia is worded. So we can, in theory, enable a soft lock. She also stops blue-white from casting Terminus with less than 6 lands out, stops Storm from reaching into gifts, and stops a flashback Conflagrate out of the graveyard from Dredge to wrath our board and kill us. A lot of these things are useful, but it's just not clear how useful they actually are. Some of these things might just be cute, like cuter than a Care Bear, lost and sad in the rain. The only way to really know how useful she actually is probably to play with her. So that's where we are today. Blue-white Death and Taxes, blue-white Hatebears, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I get asked about it a lot. Here's some more of it. Spooky Taxes, or in this case, Renegade Taxes? I think I've already made that joke with Renegade Valley, haven't I? So let's take a deeper look at the deck. Deeper! She's legendary, so we're only playing 3 of her alongside the usual suspects of Thalia, Cat Jesus, Flickerwisp, Vile, and Path to Exile. In addition to this, we're playing the other new Hatebear in Deputy of Detention to see if it can pull its weight against decks that shit out 3 creatures on turn 1 and turn 2, as well as Spell Queller, because people want us to play this fucking card. It has a cool interaction with Lavinia, so we're going to play it, but apart from that, I fucking hate the card, and it always sets me up for blowouts, and I wish it was dead. Fuck you, Spell Queller. We have Displacer and 3 temples to enable multiple activations a turn, which allows us to do all sorts of tricksy nonsense. Aside from that, I think I'm going to be missing my beloved Blade Splicer in this list, as they are the best card at grinding out against mid-range decks, presenting decent blocks if we can get past turn 3 in this fucking format. As always, this video and all content on my channel is brought to you by channelfireball.com, your premier source for articles and strategy from the biggest names in Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that includes me as well. The Channel Fireball store has all the cards you would ever need to purchase, and their YouTube channel is a fantastic source of content from some of the best players in the world too, and they also have me on there as well. They support me in doing this full time and are taking me out to GP Cleveland and GP LA at the end of the month. Let me know in the comment section below if I will see you there. I will be swanning around, vlogging and playing Legacy, so come say hello. I love to chat to people like the channel. I love to hear what you think of the channel. If you're planning to sign up for either of these GPs or any GP this year, or Magic Fest, as Wizards of the Coast have rebranded them, then use the code KENOBI to show your support for the channel. Whilst it doesn't offer a discount, it shows Channel Fireball that I am in fact a boss, and it helps to support me directly. Of course, there's a collection of others out there that support me through Patreon. This collection of ragtag miscreants and journey lovers support me financially to allow me to take this seriously and devote my time to making podcasts, gameplay videos, interviews and streaming. The largest contributors on Patreon are on screen right now. They are my splicers, I can't thank them enough. We meet up at least once a week to chat through ideas for decks. They help me put together this week's list for this video. I think we're playing too many lands, that was their idea. 24 seems way too many. And they also thought that Restoration Angel shouldn't be a 4-of. We can't want to play another 4-drop in the end, but are you high? This card is fucking insane. If you want to get involved with the PleasantKenobi Discord, you can get access for just $2 a month via Patreon. For less than the price of a bag of jelly beans, you can get involved with this vibrant, growing community. Right, sluts! Bugler's not in the deck, by the way. You saw that in the deck tag. We keep a 2-lander with 2 disruptive 2-drops. They famously loot, cycle another Street Wraith, and cast 2 5 CMC 4/4s on turn 1. In a world where Birthing Pool is too restrictive on design space and Twin harms competitive diversity apparently, and Stoneforge is just far too powerful, we have this kind of turn 1 in Modern. Whilst Modern is meant to be a turn 4 format, and sure I might survive until turn 4, I have an issue with Faithless Looting consistently enabling this kind of fucking nonsense. But remember kids, let's keep Stoneforge Mystic banned in Modern. I play a 2-drop creature because I'm an idiot and I continue to play Fair Magic in an oppressive garbage fire format where the permission and answers just aren't good enough to deal with the consistent linear drag racing strategies. The looting earlier ditched a Bloodghast and a Flamewake Phoenix. They play a land, resurrect the Ghast, then pay 1 red mana as they enter combat to bring back the Phoenix. That's a turn 2 casual 12 power on board, 10 power of it is attacking. I don't want to complain over and over and over again, but how is this remotely okay? I pass the turn back with 3 mana up, they cast Collective Brutality, ditching 2 Flamewake Phoenixes to it. We quello it, but that doesn't matter too much as they were able to bring back all the Phoenixes next turn anyway. Luckily for us, the Collective Brutality cost them 3 mana thanks to Thalia, so they couldn't just kill us on turn 3. Look kids, our disruption did something. We block the Phoenix and we take 8 and go to 2. We draw our 1-of Venser and we concede. I draw my first 5-land hand because the deck is running 24 lands because I asked for input from my Blade Splicers and deck building and those people are fucking idiots. Love you! Love you. We keep it as you have 2 bids of removal, including a creature that can sweep up multiple hollow ones or phoenixes if that's an issue. Street Wave cycle to Flameweaver Adept. I just path it now so that I can untap and play a 2-drop if I draw it. We draw Renegade of Funk herself and play her. This means that they can't cast Terminus now. Lavinia eats a bolt, which now means they can cast Terminus again. Shit. They then cast Faithless Looting and cycle a Wraith. Lucky for us, no Hollow 1 appears. However, there's a pair of Phoenix in the bin, looking to be enabled by Flameweaver, Hollow 1 or Gurmag next turn. We draw everyone's favourite Pokeball and we play it. They cast Faithless, Burning Inquiry, but play no creatures. They are almost halfway into their deck at this point, so I can only assume a big old fatty is in our immediate future. Burning Inquiry made us discard our Deputy, but found a Rest in Peace. Rip is really awkward in this matchup because it doesn't always do enough. You disable recurring Phoenixes and Ghast, but they just play out a load of hollow ones and you feel sad. In this spot though, it feels incredible. We blow up their graveyard and disable a Gurmag if there's one in their hand. They play a tap land and we play a second Vial. They play a Ghast, we draw Settle and pass back and they play a Phoenix. We could settle this turn, but instead I opt to hold the Settle off to make it as super effective as possible. We take 4 damage and we're basically using life as a resource at this point. We draw another sideboard card that only hurts half of their game plan in Damping Sphere. As you can see here, we are drawing a lot of sideboard tech and not enough creatures. This might be symptomatic of over sideboarding for a rough matchup. Instead of taking 4, I decide to settle them now. They have no more basics to find, which is good, and they play a 2/1 Zombo, and we draw another land. We get slapped. We draw yet another land, but it's a Ghost Quarter, which because they have no basics left that we know thanks to Settle, it's just a strip mine, so we blow up their Blackcliff Cliffs. Man, I fucking love me some strip mine. They cycle a Wraith, which doesn't count as a spell cast, so then after combat they're free to play this Hollow 1 for 3 mana, and our Sphere did literally nothing. Wouldn't even negate it. The more I play against Hollow 1, the more I hate it. It has a very narrow window to disrupt Faithless Burning Inquiry draws, but otherwise it can just be a dead card. But then again, in some circumstances I could Rip, but I think Rip has more impact overall. We finally draw a creature and it's a fucking Queller. ENDMENOW. We Violet in to play around counter magic. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. We snap block the Ghast and take 4. After the Ghast dies, they push our Queller. We draw a path, which is solid here. Goodbye, you hollow bastard. They cast a Goblin Lore and then go to cast a hollow one, but realise the Dampening Sphere means that it costs more than 1. They then need more mana, so they play a fetch land. They go to fetch and they fail to find. I think they might not have enough fetchable lands in their deck. They're playing all these fast lands and shit. Got them. Do not pass go. Do not pay 1 mana for a 4/4. We draw a land, they draw Phoenix and slap us with it. We draw another land. The flood is very, very real. We go to 4, they play a second threat. We finally draw a Wisp. You're a bit fucking late, mate. We pass the turn back and they bolt us to 1 life. The attack, we Violin Wisp, flicker out the menace creature and plan to trade with the Phoenix. We need to draw removal. Any path or deputy would be good. It doesn't matter though, it's all hypothetical. They K-command us for the kill, not respecting that this planes could be hypothetically a spell queller. We flooded hard. Our biggest decision moments were probably during deck building where we're playing too many lands, or perhaps overboarding and keeping a land heavy hand at the beginning as well. Aside from that, I'm happy with all decisions taken during the course of gameplay, but there are places that we could improve there. 4-land hand, it's fine, we keep it. A 2-1 sleight of hand means this is most likely Storm. We should have a considerably stronger matchup against this than normal D&T, which is well placed anyway against Storm the majority of the time. We draw a Thalia, and we Windmill Slam our Guardian into play. We resolve Baral, also known as the Anti-Thalia, as he blocks her, killing her, and he also negates her static ability by reducing all spell costs by 1. We decide to path the Baral, giving them 1 land is better than giving them a virtual mana per spell cast, and we attack for 2. They do nothing and pass back. Sweet. We draw Lavinia, which is actually good at stopping them ritualing into Past in Flames, or more likely at Gifts Ungiven. We cast her and she resolves. We attack for 2, then pass back. They cast a ritual and we decide to get cute. We use our Vial to deploy a Flicker Wisp to flicker out a land, which means they can't cast any more 3 or 4 mana spells here, even if they play a land drop. They instead cast a second ritual, then basically wrath our board with a Storm Count of 3 and a Grape Shot. I could have easily not played into this and kept Wisp up to protect Thalia, but I just didn't think about this line. With hindsight, I was getting far too cute and should have just protected my disruption instead. They kill both of our disruptive ladies and leave Wisp to slap their face another day. We draw a second Lavinia, which is okay, I guess. Thalia would have been immensely better. We attack for 3, they untap, play a Manamorphose to dig deeper, and then play a Baral. We draw Restoration Angel, which is pretty solid here. We attack again for 3, taking them to 8. I use Restoration Angel to flicker Wisp, which returns and takes out one of their lands. This lessens their chance of just going off and allows us to present lethal if we draw any way to remove this Baral down the line. We draw Venser in our turn, we cast him, bounce the Baral, attack for lethal. They use a sideboard card in Wipe Away to bounce our Vestor to hand to buy a turn. They cast a Manamorphose, find nothing, and scoop it up. We dump a 1-lander and keep a solid hand that needs 1 more coloured source to be pretty fucking good. Of course, we're going to take a million years to find that coloured source. They play a Pyromancer's Ascension on turn 2, and we do have a way to exile it with Deputy if we draw the appropriate lands. On turn 3, still no second coloured source. We float mana off of our 3rd colourless land and block up with Ghost Quarter to go find the coloured land, and that allows us to play Deputy of Detention on Ascension, only to have it abraded. Life is cruel, and we all live only to die. Pain! We cast Meddling Mage on our next turn, wanting to ensure that Thalia sticks and doesn't die. Mage is remanded. Then they just go off, exploding a torrent of mana, card draw, and thanks to the Ascension, they cast 2 fucking copies of Gifts Ungiven. Alright mate, don't rub it in. We lead with Aether Vial, turn 2 Cat Jesus, they start to prepare themselves for full masturbation mode. They're lubing up with all these cantrips. You know, that's what I imagine the sound is as they sleight of hand, if you catch my drift. We get in for 2 and keep up the Queller. They do nothing. We untap, play Ghost Quarter, attack again with a Vial on 3 to enable Flicker Wisp. They cast a cantrip and pass back. In their end step, we flicker out a land with a Flicker Wisp off of our Vial. They bolt the Wisp with the mana they float, so we Restoration Angel the Flicker Wisp and take another land away. We take the opportunity to strip mine them thanks to Cat Jesus and play our freshly drawn Rest in Peace to exile the graveyard. We slap them for 6. They shock their shock land in order to pay for Arbiter and fetch with their fetch land. We Queller their Baral and they scoop it up. Looks like we dismantled Storm quite easily, but Lavinia pulled out minimal effort. When we had her, she was simply a lightning rod for the removal for the most part, and she stopped them ritualing into 4 drops. So far, so very unimpressed. Round 3, but first, before we go to round 3, I just want to open some mail. My mailbox for January has been quite light compared to December, so I'm not going to do a whole mailbox episode, but this came from Junglefiver. He's both a patron and a content creator. He streams quite regularly and plays some cool jank and stuff. Anyway, if you want to send stuff to the PleasantKenobi PO Box, you can do. The address is on screen now. What has he sent me? Okay. To Vince, do with these what you will. Max, Junglefiver. Max is lovely. He helped me with my charity stream as well. He helped out with some of the IT admin bits to try and get the total on screen. Oh, Max. Huh, that's really cool. Do you 3D print these, Max? Huh, they are wicked. PleasantKenobi tokens. Huh. Yep, I'll be using those as probably loyalty on Planeswalkers in Commander, I think. Huh, that is fucking awesome. Max, you're a top lad. I've got a link to his channel in the description below, actually. But generally, Max is just lovely. His Twitch channel is great. He's just very well-spoken, soft, kind British gentleman. And I think people should go and give him some support because he deserves it. Woohoo! Hee-hee! Woohoo! Hee-hee! Woohoo! 1 lander, 8th of R and 3 4-drops. Well, yes, I do like to live life dangerously. Oh, it's Dredge! Yay! We draw the second land because it's better to be lucky than good. Between the activations of this and Faithless Looting, they get 2 ghasts and an amalgam in the bin by turn 2. They play a land, bringing all of it back like a clogged toilet overflowing with shit. We failed to draw the 3rd land. Oh dear. Cathartic Reunion allows them to make a Narcomoeba and a 3rd sexy vampire zombie, and we take 7. Instead of a 3rd land in our 24 land deck prone to flooding, we draw another 8th of R because Wizards of the Coast hate me and have obviously put me on some sort of shuffler blacklist. Please, Wizards, take me off the list. Please, just take me off the list. We flicker something, make some awkward blocks, lose our Wisp to a Conflagrate before we can untap, and Restoration Angel it, and we are fucking dead. With a bad hand that we had and a bad game 1 matchup, it's obvious we can lose that. Okay, we keep a 2-lander with 2 mages and a Lavinia. We can take them off of post-board Lightning Axe, Life from the Loam, and Conflagrate if we resolve all 3 and really slow down their engine. Turn 2, they make 5 power, so we got off lightly, I guess. We draw Rest in Peace and just slam it into play. If we draw a 3rd land, we have got this game in the bag, I feel. We draw a 2nd Lavinia. We get slapped for a bunch and fail to draw a 3rd land again. Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate considering how stacked our hand was. We just die now. They just play creatures. We don't really do anything, and then we just die. Skill game. Bauble, Fetch, Shock Themselves, Street Wraith. It's pretty clear this is Death Shadow. Turn 1, Vial from us. Turn 2, they Thoughts our Displacer away and then cast Faithless Looting. Fucking hell, this card is everywhere. We play a Thalia and they play a soon-to-be big old fucking unit. Oh, and this moderately sized fish too. We path the Gomag whilst they are tapped out to play around Stubborn Denial and then leave Thalia on defense, so we don't want to lower their health too much because it could make their threats like Death Shadows way too fucking big. They push Thalia, play a 2nd Shadow and attack us for 2. We draw a 2nd Vial as we're good at doing that today apparently. We path the Shadow now to again play around Stubborn D because nobody wants to be given the Stubby D. They cast Looting and a Bauble and attack us for 2. We draw another land. After Thoughts going our end step, they shock themselves and hit us for 4. I can only assume their hand is all removal at this point. We draw a low impact Thalia at this stage. We Thalia in and decide not to block. We draw another land. We pass a turn back. They snappy push our Thalia and just kill us in combat. But not before we blow up a load of their lands with our Ghost Quarters at a basic land check. They either decide to fail to find because they know what we're up to, or they're only playing 2 basics, which is good to know. There's Vial and Angel, yeah, sure, why not? They burn themselves low off of Fetches and Shocks and a Wraith and play a Death Shadow. We get to deploy an Arbiter off of our 8th of R on turn 3 and blow up their red source with our Strip Mine. Praise be to the Jesus. We even attack. Get them. They try to cast something for 1 mana and realise they can't because of the Thalia, and they play a fetch land. Got them. We now have a lock. We just need to kill them quickly before they worm their way out from under our disruption. I think about using a Wisp to keep them off mana, but instead decide that we can win this in the air, so flicker out their Shadow and attack them for 4 on the ground, taking them to 6. They play a 2nd land, meaning they can fetch to the Jesus on end step. They get a aggressive and attack us. I take up my vial in order to guarantee that we can cast this Restoration Angel off of it. We draw a path and decide to fire it off now. Jesus doesn't let them search, which is fucking ace. They attempt to push Thalia to buy a turn, but we Restoration Angel her and they scoop it up, as they won't be able to do much next turn with their mana being disrupted so badly from Thalia and the Jesus. Our hand is double removal spell, Vial, Thalia, 2 Ghost Quarters. Let's give it a shot. Vial resolves, we play a turn 2 Thalia, and she sticks around into their next turn, suggesting don't have any 1 mana removal for her. They spend the whole turn making a Gurmag Angler, and we path it, which feels great, and we attack them down to 9. They K command for 4, meaning they probably just drew it and kill Thalia and our Vial, which is frustrating. They play Death Shadow, and they already have the 2 basics in place. We just fire off our path and exile it now. We draw another land, so we deploy Displace it off the temple and Ghost Quarter them off of red. If we can just draw gas from now on, we are in a good spot. They Street Wraith to 7 life, find a Blood Crypt, shock it in to 5 life and cast Faithless Looting. We untap, clock them for 3 and strip mine their red source again. They untap and they scoop it up. GG strip mine E. Our hand has a Jesus and a quarter and a Vial, so let's give it a shot. They play Taylor Swift Spear. We play a Vial, then they play Manamorphose, Faithless Looting, discarding a Phoenix, and they bolt me. Archetype triggers from the graveyard, moving into combat. We get slapped for 6 going to 13. This is turn 2 and it's all thanks to a common culprit in there. This card just enables linear, consistent strategies that make Modern pretty frustrating to play. We play a Jesus and pass back and clench. I think we might just be fucking dead, to be honest. They gut shot us for free, play light up the stage, skewer my Jesus and end our lives on turn 3. Imagine if I had cast a Stoneforge Mystic in that game, guys. Imagine it. I'm glad that they keep that filth banned in Modern. Bring back Twin, let it police this shit, let it be a safety valve Modern so sorely needs. The people who believe Twin needs to stay banned are often the players who never played with it or against it. So after that fun game of Magic that was no way tilting, frustrating or a fucking joke, we keep this one lander off the power of being able to fire off Path to exile for 3 turns in a row. We exile their Soul's Guard Mage, play a land that we drew and pass back. They man our foes, play a land and do nothing with the mana and pass. Looks like they might not have the nut draw that they had in the first game and we might not be dead so soon. I opt to get onto the board instead of holding up my paths, shocking myself and playing out a Wispy Lad. I reset a single planes to allow me to path a threat if they play one in their turn. Taylor Swift Spear into Faithless fucking Looting. God damn it, that card's so fucking annoying. They attack and I say no, be gone monk. They play another Soul Scar Mage and we untap and draw a Seeker and Coast. We attack them for 3. Look, we're winning. Look, we're winning! They flashback Lootings and go swinging, we path it and they play
another one.
We Thought-Knot Seer them and find an assortment of 3 bloody burn spells, which means our Thought-Knot Seer isn't long for this world. We take off one of the bolts in the end. We slap them for 3, they bolt and gut shot our TKS, killing the poor Cotton-Eyed Joe. They hard cast an Arclight and slap us for 6. We draw a second Restoration Angel. Man, I fucking love me some Restoration Angel. They untap, skew our face and go for our throat with a swing. I resto my Wisp, flicker the Mage, and they bolt our resto to shrink it permanently thanks to the Wither effect the Mage adds before the Mage is flickered out. And then we take 3 from the Phoenix. We get in for 3, then we reset our Wisp with a resto, who then resets our damage resto back to full health like a Pokemon Center but for angels. The resto comes back, flickers the Wisp, and takes out the Mage for a turn. They cast a light up the stage, find a second light up the stage and cast that too, and then they scoop. It's cool to see all these new cards coming into Modern from guilds and allegiances. I think red might be the best colour in Modern right now from the looks of things. If you want to see me play Burn with the new Spectacle cards, by the way, there is a stream VOD in the cards and description. Yeah, we played that back a week ago and it was sick. They lead Mage, we lead Vial. Manamorphose into Spike, into Skewer puts on 14, and then we take 3 more. So we go to 10 on turn 2, thanks to our Pain land. Great. We don't draw that third land, instead we are relying on Path and slowly ticking up Vial to get us there. We drew another uncastable spell because drawing lands is hard. They Lava Spike us, we Path 1 creature and go to 4. We get skewered and this is an important decision to make here. Do we Queller this spell or the follow-up spell? Because if we do this one, the second spell kills our Queller anyway, with it's a bolt, and we end up down a creature whereas countering the second spell leaves us with a body. The problem is, if we try to go for the second spell, if they have it, we are then left open to top decks, just killing us on the spot. I think it would have been better to go for the second spell line, but either way, the second spell was Bolt. Queller dies and we get a 1. We pass the threat and we're on the edge of our seat. Bumhole clenched so tight that it absorbs life. Remember, they play gut shots and they play hasty 1-mana 1/2s.
Wait! We can't stop here.
It's 5p territory. We fuck about for a bit, deploying threats, swinging in the air. We have Path and Arresto out of a Pokeball to stop some scene Phoenix line with the make 3 Phoenixes, or any sort of hasty threats. But eventually, against all our best efforts, Faithless Looting draws them deeper. And we finally died a gut shot. Like a sucker punch to the balls, I feel sad, frustrated.
Not like this.
We ended up 2-3 with the deck, and I feel we had some pretty bad draws, to be honest. Too many and too few lands played almost all of our games this league. But Lavinia just felt super underwhelming, even in the matchups where she actually did something. I felt like I was playing with a handicap today, like a poor, weaker version of Mono White or the Green White list that I like to play. Lavinia seems like she might be stronger in Legacy, where she can affect Daze, Force of Will, Terminus, and Omniscience, and she might have a spot in Vintage for similar reasons, and countering everyone's Moxen and things like that. She might also be good in human tribal strategies, as her creature type allows her stats to be buffed by Lords and Anthems, so she's no longer just a dull bear. But for Death and Taxes, nah, she's about as useful as a chocolate condom in a sex dungeon full of honey badgers and bees. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Was I too harsh on our new Renegade? Do you think my list was bad? Do you think I took some bad lines? Is there some other way we could play her? I want to know what you think. If you enjoyed a joke or you enjoyed a certain part of the video, let me know down below as well. I really enjoy it. And let me know if I'm going to see you in GP LA or GP Cleveland. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you see more content in future here on YouTube. Follow me over on twitch.tv/PleasantKenobi, because I stream every single Monday night at 7 PM, and I'm starting to stream more regularly during the week as well. Legacy, Modern, Arena, and some variety stuff as well. And follow me on Twitter, where I'm super active and normally very critical of all the fucking stupid shit that Wizards are doing right now. Until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon. Ta-ta for now.